Hello everybody, today we're looking at the double angle formulas. Okay, so here they are written down here. You will get these in the formula booklet for your exam, and we just need to know how to use these. So I'm going to skip through the explanation today and jump straight into the examples. These are what you need to know in order to get through that exam. So first set of examples, we are told some information. Sine alpha is 3/5 and cosine of alpha is -4/5. Work something out. Okay, so we are going to go back and look at that again, and we have got a sine of 2 alpha. This is the swap we're going to make. Okay, so the double angle rule in the book, I'll write it out exactly with a theta, and we'll make the swap in a second. Okay, is 2 sine theta cosine theta. So this is what the double angle rule says. All right, so what we need to do now is to swap things in. So sine of 2 alpha is going to be 2 sine alpha cosine alpha. So we're going to make those swaps. Sine alpha is given to us, it's 3/5. Cosine alpha is given to us, it's -4/5. So sine of 2 alpha, well, 2 times 3 is 6, times -4 is -24. 5 times 5 is 25. Sine of 2 alpha is -24/25. Now, in the next example, we have got to find cosine 2 alpha. Now, there are 3 different versions of the formula for cosine 2 alpha. And given that we've got the sine and the cosine, it's probably most useful to use this one here. So we can swap directly in the sine and the cosine. So if we write this out, this time we'll just replace it with an alpha. Okay, that is cosine 2 alpha equals to cos squared alpha minus sine squared alpha. So putting those numbers in, this is going to be -4/5 squared minus 3/5 squared. This is going to generate for us a positive 16/25 minus 9/25, which is 7/25. Okay, now to find tan of 2 alpha, well, we don't have a rule for tan, but we do have some previous work because, of course, using the identities that we know, we can say that tan of 2 alpha is going to have to be sine of 2 alpha over cosine of 2 alpha. All right, well, that's something we know already, and we've just worked those out. So we can do this. -24/25 divided by 7/25 is going to be equivalent to -24/25 times 25/7. The 25s, as you can see, are going to cancel out, and we're going to be left with -24/7 as our final answer. Okay, on to the next example. This one's got a boundary in it as well. Okay, so sine of alpha is 5/13. Find the exact value of sine 2 alpha. Well, we know the only formula that we can use for a 2 alpha there is going to be sine of 2 alpha is equal to 2 sine alpha cosine alpha. And we have the sine already given to us, it's 5/13, but we don't have this, the cosine alpha. So we better work that out first. So we can do that using our Pythagorean identity because, of course, cosine alpha is going to be the square root of 1 minus sine squared alpha. So putting these numbers in, doing it nice and slowly, we are going to have 1 minus, and 5/13 squared is 25/169. Let's simplify this. Let's write the 1 as 169/169. So it's got the same denominator. And then we can collect these up and say it's the square root of 144/169. This simplifies nicely to be plus or minus 12/13. Now, at this point, we better just go back to the question because we are given a boundary. We are told that alpha is between pi/2 and pi. So if we think where that is on our unit circle, we are over here somewhere on the second quadrant. So if we are thinking about cosine alpha here, well, that's the x-coordinate, so that's going to be negative. So actually, we're going to reject the positive answer. and cosine of alpha is minus 12 over 13. So from here, we've got all the things we need to work out the question. If you remember, sine of 2 alpha is going to be 2 sine alpha cosine alpha. We've got this stuff, as I say, that's going to be 2 times 5 over 13 multiplied by minus 12 over 13, and that will come out at minus 120 over 169. Okay, next example. So this time we have that the angle is acute. We'll come back to that. That's good. And that cosine of 2 alpha is 3 over 4. We have to kind of reverse things now and go back to the original regular angle, not the double version of it. So what we're going to use here is that cosine of 2 alpha is equal to 2 cos squared alpha minus 1. And I'm getting this just from the original expressions, right? Okay, I'm looking this up and I'm making the swap. Okay, so from here, we can start putting in some numbers because we know that this is 3/4. And now it's a question of rearranging. If I add 1 to both sides, I'm going to have 7 over 4 is 2 cos squared alpha. Now I'm going to divide by 2. 7 over 8 is equal to cosine squared alpha. Now I'm going to square root, and that will come out at plus and minus root 7 to root 2. Okay, so is equal to our cos alpha. Okay, now it was going to be positive because we are an acute angle. Okay, so that means we can reject that negative answer. I would prefer it to be written without a square root on the denominator. So what I might do is just multiply the whole thing by root 2 over root 2 to clear that out. And we're going to be left with root 14 over 4. I think this is the best way of writing cos alpha. Okay. Next one, sine alpha. Okay, so this is fine as well. We're going to make another swap from the double angle theorem, and that is going to be that cosine of 2 alpha is 1 minus 2 sine squared alpha. So if that's the case, we can swap directly in. We can start moving things around. Okay, so I am going to move the 2 sine squared alpha to the other side, making it positive. Let's take away the cosine 2 alpha, but let's replace it with the 3/4. From here, we can basically collect up the 1 with the 3/4. That's going to be 1/4 and divide by 2. So we'll have sine squared alpha is equal to 1 over 8. We'll square root and say that sine alpha is 1 over 2 root 2. Of course, it's positive because we're in that first quadrant. So there we are. I think we'll just do the same as last time and we'll clear out that square root from the denominator. So the final answer in its best form, I guess, is root 2 over 4. Okay, final example now. These are very similar to some exam questions that you do see. It says use an appropriate double angle identity to simplify. Now, you have some identities, this double angle formula, and they look similar to this, but not the same as this. So for example, we know that sine 2 theta is equal to 2 sine theta cosine theta. So we need to try to make this look like 2 sine theta cosine theta. So our 3 sine theta cosine theta could be some number, let's put a question mark there for a moment, multiplied by 2 sine theta cosine theta. And what we will do, we'll make a swap. So how can I make that work? Well, of course, if we're having a 2 inside the bracket and I want a 3, I could multiply it by 3 over 2. Think about that. The 2's would cancel and we would have the 3 that we want. So therefore, now we can make the swap. 2 sine theta cos theta is just going to be sine 2 theta. We have simplified the expression. In part B, let's have a look at this one. Again, it looks close to a formula that we know. So if you look back at the double angle rules, there is one that's similar. One of them says cosine 2 theta is equal to 2 cosine squared theta minus 1. That looks quite similar to what we have there. So let's try to manipulate this thing and move it around until it does look the same. So the first thing I'll say is that, well, we've got a theta here and we've got a 2b here. So let's swap it out. Let's do this really slowly and really carefully. Let's just say that a theta can be worth a 2b. And then our expression that we've got in the question, this thing here, is going to just become 4 cosine squared theta minus 1. Now it's looking a little bit closer to what it was before. Excuse me, there should be a minus 2 there. And okay, from here, now we can see, well, okay, let's take a factor of 2 out, right? Okay, and then maybe we're going to look like that boxed expression. So I can write 2 bracket 2 cosine squared theta minus 1. And now look, it is exactly in the formatting that will make the swap. So we can swap it directly for a 2 cosine to theta now. And all we've got to do is pop back in the 2b for the theta. So this will be 2 cosine 4b, in fact. And that is our finalized answer. Okay, hopefully that made sense. You should have the skills now to do these questions. Good luck.